line or something like that. Like, it must have been poor for him to do that.
Yeah, look, I don't know the specifics, but from all reports, great sportsmanship from Nudie, and well done to Washington for that. And it unfortunately exposes them from a relegation point of view as we move on to the next game, where Kingston Heath have finally cracked their first win in Longmere Shield for the season. And they rolled. They batted first and made 5 for 172, with De Silva making 41. The Manning family, Alan making 35, and his son making 27. And Holston for Carnegie South taking 3 for 50. And I thought that they would probably do it. I mean, if all games where you would want to win, this is probably the best position to actually get an opportunity against a team on the bottom half of the ladder. And Carnegie South, they couldn't make it. They fell 20 runs short, being all out for 152. Kulikov making 49, and young Davis is one of the younger kids for Carnegie South. Davis, he took 7 for 49, and has, you could almost say, given his club hope in regards to staying in Longmere Shield.
Is he a pace bowler, spin bowler?
I think he's a pace bowler.
It's a pretty good effort then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. That puts Kingston Heath on 6 points, equal with Washington Park. So
that's Carnegie South. They must have 2
Carnegie
wins.
South's on 2 wins. So unfortunate for them, but I guess it leaves them somewhat exposed as well. LePage are on 2 wins as well. But having said that, Kingston Heath, their season's back on track. And I think it was always discussed, if Kingston Heath can actually just get that first win under their belt, they may be able to sneak in another 1 or 2 after that. And if they can just survive that first year of Longmere Shield and adjust, then it sets them up to be long-term Longmere Shield campaigners. So
it's all about just being consistent to a level where it's competitive from their point of view, but coming up against a team that's just off for one day, you know what I mean? For one game, all that has to happen, and they pick up a second win.
The planets align.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So well done to Kingston Heath. As I say, it's breathed life into their season, absolutely. And in the final game, East Sandringham made 246. I think Anton Duddy made 80 not out or something like that. Ross Beach took 5 for 76 in probably his most significant game for Brighton Union. Belly taking 2 for 51. Brighton Union, in reply, they were very confident, but unfortunately fell 100 runs short, being all out for 143, with Scorgi making 33 and Krafchek 28. Brighton Union, they're on 4 and 3. They're out of the 4.
They're out of the 4.
They're out of the 4. I think they're about in 6th spot.
They were flying at the start of the year. They were
winning games by 7-8 wickets. Yeah.
Look, I don't know. I haven't seen because I know they've had probably 3 new names into the list, maybe.
Yeah, well, Scorgi, Leach, and Krafchek.
So it always unbalances things, but look, I just thought Brighton Union, just with last year's performance, they could only get better. To be 4 and 3, because I don't know what their run is after. I know we've got them after Christmas. I don't know who else they might have. A couple of teams that they could easily defeat, like a Washington. I know they play Kingston Heath, but they'd want to keep up with the pack because 4 and 3. They're not making runs. I think that's one thing I've seen this year. They're not consistently getting over 200.
No. Well, they've had a couple of games where they've rolled teams from the 200 and they pass it 4 down or 3 down, which hasn't really given the whole list an opportunity to get some time in the middle. And as a result, when they are required, they haven't had the conditioning to actually sustain 72 overs.
They probably want more runs. I don't know what Ivan's figures are. I think he's probably made a couple of 60s this year. But from Scorgi and Lavchek, I think they'd be probably wanting more runs and better output from these sort of guys. And Veach taking 5 for obviously, I don't think he's played every game, which probably hasn't helped. But I think they'd be quite disappointed at the moment because you've got guys like King and all these sort of all-rounders in there as well. I just expected them to be sitting top 2.
Yeah, well, I think we all did, and they were only up for 2 a couple of games ago, but a couple of losses. And I think the suggestion has been that you know, they're somewhat flat track bullies where they can destroy a lesser team, but when they really come up against fellow final contenders, they don't just lose, but they lose quite badly.
And that's, look, going back, you take a Pethitos, you lose that edge, you know, that edgy, steely sort of player who's got a bit of backbone. I'm not saying they don't, but you lose someone with that much experience, it's gonna hurt the team. But look, there's still 4 games left. They could get a bit of momentum. Exactly right. So who knows?
Yeah, but look, that's where the Longyear Shield is positioned up till Christmas, and we're not only halfway; we're almost 2/3 of the way through the season. We've played 7, and we've only got 4 to go. So,
what's your top final 4?
Oh, look, I would say East Sandringham, West Bentley, Mackie, and I'm having a feeling that I think Elwood might do enough. I think they've played some good sides, haven't they?
They beat West Bentley. They lost against Brighton Union, who they play Washington Park. I think they've still got to come up against the Mackies. They got beat by Brighton Union. Yeah, there's still probably Carnegie South or a little Page in there, so they could get 7-8 wins.
I think Amiga have some stiff opposition after the break.
So
I'm not sure. And as we said, you know, with their batting, I think that might leave them exposed.
The thing with Elwood, if Marshall's just going to bowl himself from one end, which look I don't agree with, but if he's just going to bowl himself from one end, their bowling will probably get him over the line.
Yeah,
because Gamlin's a good bowler and his brother, and there's a spinner as well.
Yeah.
So the bowling again, it's the batting with Elwood. If Nathan doesn't get runs, you know, Marshall hasn't got that. He got a couple at the start, but not many after that. The runs will be the issue. Same as Amiga. But I think their bowling would be as strong as most.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so I mean, it's either Elwood or Brighton Union to take that 5th spot. That 4th spot, in my opinion.
I'd still put some money on Brighton Union to sneak in.
Yeah, okay. Well, I guess that's available, but I think we've put the top 3 sort of with East Sandy, West Bentley and Mackie, because they're the ones that are winning the big games.
Who knows, we can win the next 4, and those 50-50 teams that are sitting outside the 4 could only win 2, and we all end up on 7. So
yeah, and then it comes down to percentage, and who knows.
So 3 wickets on Saturday could help.
Well, that's right. So, might have just got us over the line. Who knows? Geez, that's really positive thinking. But anyway, good luck to everyone after Christmas. Have a great break, and we'll see you all on the 9th of January.
Merry Christmas.